What's up, my friends? How you doing? We're here to talk about Final Fantasy VI and whether it's the best RPG of Everest. So, first things first, I'm going to share the live stream link and we shall observe the stream initiating rituals. All right? So, let me just do my finger in, then I'll be saying things to you. That's my new hit single. All the ladies love it, especially the first part. Okay. All right. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Now, get that out of here. Switch it over to see the chat properly, and we are good. All right. Oh, my drink's over here. Where's my root beer at? Sweet forbidden nectar of the gods. All right, so who do we got in here? What's up? Gossett, Vincent, Garley, Lasagna, Corn. Oh, Lasagna. Somebody got a kick watching the stream from last night today saying, hey, wait a minute, he skeezed in there. That's funny. What up? Where did I leave off? Bump, 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 bump. What up, Ziria, Shelton, Jess, DeVoe, Broccoli, Millmaster, Ape, Felonious T, Lysis, Dragnarok, Zach, Dale, Zircon, Citadel, Hopkins. What's up? How's it going? How you guys doing? How you guys doing? So I clearly have just gotten back in to Final Fantasy VI. And I haven't played it in actually, I don't know how long it's been. I'd say it's been probably a good 20 years since I've played the game. So I have a ton of pleasant memories about it, right? I've played the game a ton of times, a crazy amount of times. But I only kind of remember the game now. I remember main story beats and as things are happening, I'm going, bro, I totally remember this. And I forgot this happens. It is totally awesome, man. One of the things I really like about the Final Fantasy games are we're finding out the story of these people. A lot of RPGs nowadays are straight up hey, we're gonna do the story of you. It's your story. So go ahead and do your character creation and all that. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You can obviously have fun with that concept when it comes to Skyrim and stuff like that. Okay, here you are. Name yourself, choose what you look like, and then choose the path that you want to develop your skills. Are you going to be a thief? Are you going to be a warrior? Are you going to be a mage? There's definitely something to be said for having all those options. I'm not against it, but Final Fantasy, just straight up going, okay, here we go. We're just jumping straight into the story. And here you are. You're this chick who doesn't remember who she is. And it's what? Yeah, you've got a mind control device on you from the Empire. And they're using you because you have magical abilities in a world that nobody really has magical abilities. So they freak out about the fact that you have magical abilities, but you don't know who or what you are. And it just starts from there. And they start layering in all these different characters. Bro, it's awesome. Lady K, does it make me more excited for Final Fantasy Magic? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I got excited on multiple levels. I'm playing the Steam Pixel remaster of Final Fantasy VI right now. And it looks pretty sweet on the Steam Deck. It's got all the right vibes. They changed the music, which in some ways they upgraded the music, and in other ways they just made it feel a little weird. When you're in Banon's lair it feels like a detective noir, like for real. And I was like, okay, this dame walked into my office with legs all the way up to her eyebrows. You know what I mean? She was bad news till Sunday. That kind of a thing. So there's some of the musical tweaks because, like, I have the original experience pretty firmly embedded to the point where deviations from that aren't automatically welcomed, but I try not to just like grump and go, forget them, just because they're new. What up, Ryan? How you doing? Hey, Nathan, what's up? So, yeah, it's like one of the things that I'm both, I guess, like and dislike at the same time is the built-in map feature. On one hand, having a map to see wherever you're going to go is cool. But on the other hand, like part of the game was the fact that there was random encounters and you'd walk down into little areas and go, oh, there's a dead end, and have to backtrack and get into more fights. Now the map obviates that because you can just go, oh, there's a dead end, there's a dead end, there's a dead end. How do you have this bird's eye view of the world this way? It doesn't make sense from that perspective. And apparently you can just shut off random encounters with this version. I pressed down on the one joystick pad and it was like, random encounter off. It's like, huh, weird. But I don't care because I can just ignore that and play it the way I want to. But the map thing auto loads onto like every screen and it shows you like the secrets. Like there'll be houses where there's treasure chests or something like hidden somewhere. You got to go through some back panel or path or whatever. And then it's just like there. You can just see, oh, look, the map's showing me that there's a secret room over here with a chest in it. It's like, on one hand, the secrets in those old Final Fantasy games were cryptically hard to find. So you want to make it easier for people, sure. But on the other hand, it's just, it feels very different when it's just like, oh, there it is. But I've already played the game a bunch. So I'm not really having that part ruined for me. I just noticed it. I just noticed that's what's going on, right? But yeah, I don't know, man. Like the overall, it's fantastic. I really enjoy the beginning concept of it, where you have no idea who you are, and you uncover that you're essentially being used by this empire, and the empire is intending to bring magic back to the world by finding magical beings and grinding them up into a pulp so they can snort them to get magical powers and stuff, right? Like it's basically that level of insanity. And just the whole cast of characters they have for it. The King of Figaro. The fact that the castle goes underground. Oh, away we go. There's so many different elements that I absolutely love. And they don't like spend too much time belaboring each character's story. You know what I mean? Like there's elements to feed into it, but it's not this big long let me just feed it all to you through exposition kind of vibe. So yeah, man, Final Fantasy for me is one of the best RPG series that I've played. Final Fantasy VI is right up there. I haven't gone that far into this playthrough, but I've been having an amazing time. Like, just got pulled right into it. It's very nice. It's very nice. And I mean, bro, they put an auto battling system in, which I really dig, where basically you can either just have an auto battle from the beginning if you don't want to fight the little random goobers that come up after you, or if you do like a round of combat and then auto battle, it'll just keep kicking that through. Also, they made Buddy's blitz move way more forgiving, it feels like, in terms of like the guy with the blitz ability had a strong ability, but it was also finicky and annoying. And the game, when they're teaching it to you, it's like, watch out, really pay attention. If you screw up, then you lose. You don't get anything. Yeah, man, it's awesome. It's awesome. And it's totally got me hyped to, once I'm done this, go back for Final Fantasy IV, Chrono Trigger, do a whole bunch of the awesome old school Super Nintendo RPGs. The Super Nintendo era had a lot of sweet games, you know? Current era doesn't have that many RPGs that feel like they have a lot of effort put into world and character building. Like Baldur's Gate 3 is a shining example of the opposite, where you can make your own character if you want to, but they have a bunch of different individuals that have their own backstory and motivation as to why they're going on this journey, and their own dialogue and everything like that. Is a current era, really well put together RPG that screams we put a ton of effort in, and we're not trying to just chunk sell you parts of the game as DLC, which is really nice to see, because Final Fantasy VI is just like, bro, you get the whole thing. It's such an awesome game with so much going on in it. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's pretty amazing. Broccoli, you think Chrono Trigger is better than Final Fantasy VI? Well, I can't automatically argue that it's not. Like, for real, I started playing Final Fantasy VI, and then I had completely forgotten about Chrono Trigger. Like, yeah, obviously you never really fully forget about it, but I mean, I had forgot about it as a potential game to just boot up and have a good time with anytime soon. And I was out for a walk today when it just kind of clicked in my head, where it's like, bro, when you're done with this, there's nothing to stop you from playing Chrono Trigger. And it's like, oh man, Chrono Trigger was incredible. It blew my mind. So I'm hoping for the same kind of trip where I get to enjoy a combination of nostalgic remembrance with what feels almost newish, because it's been so long, man. It's awesome. Felonious T, you're playing Baldur's Gate 3 right now. Right on, buddy. Yeah, my girl, the thing about Final Fantasy is making you sad, so you're going to bounce out. Well, that makes sense, bro. If something's bringing you down, then go find something that makes you happy. Don't let video game talk, especially, like, bring you down, man. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Life is short. Life is short. Have a good time. Felonious, yeah, suplex in the train. That's right, you fight a ghost train. Yeah, there's so much going on. You're constantly going to different locations. There's all these characters that feel like they have their own personalities. Lots of fun gear. The game is just satisfying on a whole bunch of different levels. And I'm enjoying it so much, like, that I want to play it with the music, which means I don't want to just play it in the background while some TV show is playing. Like, I want to give it my undivided attention. Final Fantasy VI and actually Magic Arena have both been doing a great job of capturing my attention very much, like, to the level where it kind of pulls you away from everything else, which is great when you're looking to play some kind of escapist video game, right? Because that's what it is. It's like, hey, let's go have some fun in a crazy fantasy world and be a hero or something, right? So Final Fantasy is totally filling that up, but Arena as well. For the last few days, I have found myself playing Magic for hours at a time and just having an awesome time with really basic level decks. I've just been busting out a bunch of magical goodness. Yesterday, the two drafts that I entered, I ended up playing some games in the first draft. That was the best of one, play up to the 7. I played some more in that, and my current record stands at 2 wins, 2 losses. So I'm right on the precipice. Right on the precipice, but that one's still ongoing. The actual other draft that I entered into, just for information gathering purposes, the best of 3 draft, I actually just dropped out of it because I was like, I have literally no interest in playing a best 2 out of 3 match with this pile of cards that I didn't even pay attention to drafting. I just did it for the information, got the resources, and bounced. But I am still playing through the other one. And I also ended up snagging the Mastery Pass. I just decided, when it comes down to it, I got 16,000 gems in my account. I got them for Mastery Passes. Normally what I do is I wait until I've actually gone ahead and built up the entire levels for the Mastery Pass, then buy it to make sure, because during the call time block, life got crazy and I had no ability to really finish out the mastery, and I already pre-bought it, so it felt garbage to not get my rewards. It tweaked me, so I went, I'm not going to get the Mastery Pass anymore until I'm at that level. But now I've got this relationship going on with Arena where I can be having fun with it, and then all of a sudden I'm just kind of like, you know what, I'm not vibing on it anymore. I'm going to leave for months and months on end, or maybe I'm just done with it altogether. So what does it matter if an account that I'm not using at all has 13,000 gems or 16,000 gems, when right now I'm playing it, having fun, and would enjoy getting the rewards from the past. So I just went, meh, even though I might not finish it, even though I might not get enough out of it, I'm just going to get it anyways, because I have enough random online resources that it doesn't matter. Juglum, how you doing, buddy? If it's on Steam, they probably have a way to switch back to the original soundtrack. Right on. I want to see what else they've done with the new soundtrack. So it's cool they've got an option for that. But I heard, or I guess read, because nobody told me. But regardless, I heard that the song in the opera is actually sung now. Man, I remember that opera scene, bro. You know, and Ultros. Oh, it's so much fun. It's so much fun. So yeah, I want to hear how it goes sung-wise. I mean, I could always go back and play a ROM of the original Super Nintendo version if I want an exact 1-to-1. But the tweaks that they put into this, especially the auto battling, is something I appreciate, because being able to grind fights but not having to enter in each attack every time for each guy, I like that. That was something I really liked from Final Fantasy XII. The gambit, if and or kind of Boolean setup that you could go with, where you could give it a whole sequence of commands based on this, do this and this and this. It's not nearly that complex, but that's fine too. It's literally hit a button and they'll do the fight for you. They'll do it stupidly if you don't like do a first round yourself to go do this, right? Otherwise, they'll just mostly just go whack, and it's like, you're a healer. You should have been healing the guys with your special pray and heal ability. It's like, no, I wanted to hit him with my stick. You barely do any damage, you Bannon goof. Broccoli, you like playing Demir in Standard right now? Play your opponent's deck for them? It's always fun to dip into your opponent's resources. I liked using, what was it? Chaos Wand. That was a lot of fun, man. People attack. Yo, I'm going to settle your own wreckage. Jess, the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer came out today. Oh, yeah, today is the Super Bowl, wasn't it? See, man, that's how out of touch I am with that stuff. I don't watch the sports events, so it's always a surprise to me when it's the Super Bowl. I'm like, is it? I thought that was months ago or months from now. But cool, man. Mark, Chrono Trigger's Final Fantasy VI doesn't have a frog. Well, they do have Moogles. But I feel you. You got the frog in Chrono Trigger as well as you got the vampire, but you can't get those guys together if you get them in the wrong order, right? Blitzball, Final Fantasy X. That's right. Ha, 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 ha. Yeah, Final Fantasy VI has been like so good so far. And the Steam Deck has some really, really nice graphics to it, right? So it's pretty well suited. Pretty well suited to it. Plus, like, the smaller screen compared to a regular computer monitor. Is this all Brothers War stuff? I got a box of random cards that I'm just curious. I think it's all just commons and uncommons, but I didn't know if it was sorted or not, because I was collecting the Brothers War set, because that was that ongoing process. I ended up with a ton of Brothers War commons and uncommons, so I'm expecting a ton of the stuff in this box to be that. Jess, oh, you were just waiting for the commercials because you knew it was going to be premiered then. Well, hey, fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Yep, more Brothers War. More Brothers War. So yeah, I'm really curious when it comes to Arena, whether it's actually possible as a free-to-play player to genuinely like build out your collection in a reasonable way anymore, or if Wizards really has found a way to make it not feasible. Because I mean, that's kind of what they want, right? They want you to obviously spend money to flesh out your collection, and I get that, right? They're like, we'd like you to spend money on our game. I can't spend money on Arena because I own physical Magic cards, and like spending money on Arena feels like I'm getting robbed. That's how it feels to me. Like, I'm not telling anybody else how to spend their money because I got ways of spending my own money that other people would be like, No, I'm not going to spend my money on cases of Barks root beer and all your other nonsense either, pal. But, like, for me, I feel like I'm getting robbed, the idea of it. But when you flip it the other way around and go, I got my paper Magic cards, and I can just get extra gameplay out of Arena without spending money, that is a way more enticing proposition, where I can get free drafts every, like, 3 or 4 days or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I remember, like, getting angry before when I was playing Arena. Like, I also had fun, obviously, or I wouldn't, but, like, I wouldn't be playing it. But I realized at a certain point that I was getting angry playing Arena, and I just, like, went, am I having fun? Am I just doing this to try and get, like, digital resources that I don't care about? And I realized at a certain point that's exactly how it felt. I was like, wait, I'm not enjoying myself, but I feel like I'm grinding to get these resources out of habit, and I don't care about them. So I just put the game aside, and now I'm playing in a way where when I'm done playing Arena, I actively ask myself, how did that go? Did you have a good time? Because if you had a good time, keep going with it. And if you didn't, then just don't worry about it. Leave it alone, right? So far, I've just been having a really good time. I've seen people complaining online. They're not having a good time, but I'm kind of picking and choosing my path. And right now, it's a really basic one that's bringing me a lot of good times. Stoic, what's up? How you doing? The idea that they can shut your account down without warning is unacceptable. Yeah, the fact that you don't own that collection, the fact that it can go away at any time. I enjoy building out the collection for free and getting the digital cards and monkeying around. But ultimately, I would be very unhappy if I had spent money on it and then they just shut it down. So, like, if you're used to physical Magic cards, the idea of paying for digital ones feels very wonky. Broccoli, yep, that's true. The amount of money that people spend on Arena is not significant overall per person. So that does speak to the fact that the people tend to feel the same way. Random rare in here. Spine of Ice Sun. It's not all Brothers War. There's a Chronicles Boomerang in here. There is a lot of Brothers War, though. Here's more Brothers War. It's like you're paying to rent non-existent pixels. Yeah, it's you got to decide, like, where your level of value is, right? If somebody goes, yo, I tossed $10 at Arena and I can do, like, multiple drafts and it's worth my $10 and I make all this money from working, what do I care? Look, man, I'm not going to spend my time playing their game and getting rewards or whatever to do the draft when that's all I care about. So people using money to, like, as a time saver or because they feel like they're getting their value out of it, that's fine. Right? I don't know. Everybody values things differently. For me, I definitely enjoy the free play style. Coding Monkey, what's up? Yeah. Final Fantasy 6. One of the best, bro. One of the best. Absolutely. We got some revised stuff in here. We got terrors, clones, tsunamis. It's all over the place. Got some War of the Spark. Shadows over Innistrad. That's not what I was expecting, honestly. 3-year standard seems like it's hurting the format. Yep. Yeah, I would agree with that. What up, Nightcrow? You're late to this. What happened to Arena? Nothing happened to Arena. It's just running normally. As far as I know, it hasn't, like, crashed or shut down or anything. All right, what do we got? More Brothers War? More Brothers War. Yeah? More Brothers War, man. There's so many stacks of it. At least I'm weeding all that out. It needs to be put in a separate box. Looks like there's a bunch of Dominaria. What do we got here? Dominaria? Double Masters? A bit of Double Masters. Well, whatever. Oh, there's more Brothers War down here. That's really what I'm looking for. Did I buy a mystery box of magic? Nah, I found a box in the closet when I was moving stuff around and went, wait, where are you? And I can't ever trust any box anymore because there always turns out to be some random like rares or whatever shoved in there because my brain goes, I guess my stupid brain goes, oh, I'll just put it in this box. I'm bound to look through it before I get rid of it. So, yeah. Now I just have to always go through everything because you never know what's in anything. And I have to separate it, put it into a box that's accurately labeled. But the reality is most of the time I don't do that. I just move stacks around until you got different stacks that like, okay, there's foil rares in here now too, and full art lands and stuff, and old cards from Tempest. What even is this box? This is what I'm talking about. Stratascythe? Okay. And more Brothers War. Like, you know, it's so random. Also, I want to pull all the basic lands out and put them separately, you know? Hey, Paul! Paul L. Super Chat says, Final Fantasy VI is one of the best stories. Absolutely. I love the story. Final Fantasy IV is my favorite. You know what, man? You got really good taste. You got real good taste. Because Final Fantasy IV is amazing, bro. It's amazing. I played that one probably as much or more than Final Fantasy VI. I remember grinding out right after you become the paladin and just grinding hardcore and just be like, I'm a level 1 paladin. Not by the time I leave this mountain. You know? Oh, man. That one is on my list, bro. That and Chrono Trigger. Although I don't have Final Fantasy 4 on Steam. I have Final Fantasy 6 on Steam. I don't have Final Fantasy 4 on Steam, so I won't be able to play that one for the time being. I think that I have Chrono Trigger, but I'm not 100% sure. But either way, bro, you got good taste and you are Lord of the Board. Thanks for the super chat, bro. Zero, you found a loose cabal coffers. You're like, oh, what? I found an Earthcraft. Just a random, like, reserved list rare or whatever. Just kicking around in a box of what I was sure was commons. Like, was sure, well, these are just commons. Start to look through it. No. Oh, I did it again. All right. Brothers War, M14, whole bunch of tokens, mini game cards. It is definitely incredible random. Oh, Crow, you found an attic box that's been there for years. It's always fun to go through and be like, what is all this stuff? All right, we got Theros and Dominaria United. Over here. Oh, this is a random mishmash. Oh, wait, no, it's not. It's all list cards. I'm like, this is a random mishmash of all the different sets, and it's completely unsorted. Meanwhile, it is sorted into mysteryness. Well, let's keep that together, shall we? Keep it together. All right, we got that. We got a bunch of basic lands all together. And then we got the remains of one of those janky commander decks that they made. The ones that they were going alongside the standard. So there's no mystery stuff there. Yeah, exactly. You're just like, whoa, no, this needs to be in a sleeve. What happened? How did I screw this up? Okay, here's more mystery listery stuff. Mystery Listerine. I like how everybody just gave up and just calls them all list versions or mystery versions, you know? Like you can tell which one comes from a mystery booster or the list because Wizards doesn't want to make anything that isn't baffling as hell anymore. Wow, this is just a straight up stack of basics. That's convenient. It's always nice to have your basics separated out in case you ever want to do like a league or something, you know? Oh, here's some basic packs. Some basic land packs. These Brothers War and... Ooh, Lord of the Rings. That's Lord of the Rings from Lord of the Rings one, though. Cool. And then what's this stuff? What do we got here? Is that more rares? That's another rare. Okay. Strixhaven. War of the Spark. A whole stack of Teo. Teo the Toilet Mage making his debut in War of the Sparks. Yo, I like toilets. That's his deal. What a great way to introduce a character. So stupid. Alright, we got Call Time. Crawl. Oh, wait, there's some more Listerine. What up, Al? How you doing, buddy? You always grind alone at Fabul with Rydia? Oh, I bet you do. I bet you do. When you lose her and everyone else, you get them all back at level 50 and above. That kind of wonkery is absolutely thumbed up by me, bro. I love it. I love it. Work the system, bro. Work it to your advantage. I love how in the Final Fantasy games they do that too, where they're just like, bro, this person's leaving now. They're just gone. Oh, and they took all their stuff with them. And it's like, what? It's like, yeah. It's like that Cake song where it's like she's leaving and she's taking her mattress with her, you know? More Brothers War. Do I think Teo will be desparked? Or is it only interesting ones that got desparked? Teo. What does he look like again? What does Teo look like visually? I don't know, man. I don't think the chances of Teo getting any love again anytime soon, man. No, he's nobody's favorite planeswalker. I've never heard anybody go, yo, I love Teo. He's amazing. Nobody's making like Magic. MTG Remy isn't over there making a Magic remix going from, you know, that. Who is that? Who sings that song? Saying Ayo. What's that? Is that Dynamite? Who sings that? We're gonna light it up like it's dynamite. Yeah. I came to move. Yeah, that one. So Teo. No one's doing a Teo version of that. Remy's not doing that, right? That ain't happening, man. Scorbageist, what's up, buddy? My favorite thing to do is save all the weapons and have Edge throw them at the end. Excalibur, throw it at the end, boss. Bro, I remember throwing weaponry in the game to the point where, like I hesitated to sell any bladed weapon at all. I'm just like, do I want to sell these daggers? It's like, you can sell the crappiest level gear. By the time you get the ability to throw the stuff, you're not going to be wanting to throw this weak-ass nonsense, right? What I'm doing this time in this playthrough of Final Fantasy is I'm getting over that habit that I have of keeping every single thing I get. Going, I got to keep every elixir. I got to keep all of it because there's going to be some bigger boss I got to deal with. And so then you beat the game and you're like, check out all the potions and resources I have. And that's it. And just like, look at, I won the game with all, and I can open a store now because I don't need any of this stuff. That is something that happened a lot with the Final Fantasy games. Zero, you're salty that most of your favorite characters were killed or desparked in the last few years. Desparking was just so they could make the main stage for legendary characters instead for Commander, right? So another casualty done to Magic by Commander. Planeswalkers. Although there's a bunch of people who don't like Planeswalkers, so they're not really going to consider that a loss overall. Final Fantasy VI, so dope. And like I said, Arena has gotten me right into it. It reminds me, yo, how much do you enjoy Magic? And it's like enough that you forget everything else is going on. And you just get pulled into games that literally don't have any real stakes at all. Unless you consider maybe 25 experience points towards your 1,000 that you need for a level up or whatever as stakes. You know what I mean? It's just like you're not playing for anything other than really to play. And it's so engaging, man. There's a sequel to Final Fantasy IV. There is? First I'm ever hearing of it. Yeah. This Final Fantasy VI is a vibe, man. It goes 6, 4, 7, 9, right? That's how it goes. 7 was like big and epic for sure, but it wasn't. It like, and yeah, more people got into it overall, but it wasn't Final Fantasy VI, and I don't like the divergence from traditional Final Fantasy flavor, swords and sorcery, into techno future soldier, like whatever. And so I liked it even less when we went to Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy VII was still a really awesome game, and I would love to play like the redone version, but it's way, way out of my price range. But like, it is a really cool game, but I like the fantasy world better, right? Like, it's just straight up better than this future world. And you can have some level of technology, but I prefer it to be like magically powered or like pretty basic Steam level shit, not like futuristic. There's a level, you know what I mean? You can have a bit of it like they do with the Magitech stuff. There's a line, and Final Fantasy VII definitely felt way more futuristic. So did Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy VII is way better than 8. 8's all right, but then Final Fantasy IX is when they're like, yo, we're bringing back that style. Because that's what I like, right? You hear me say the same thing about Magic the Gathering. I like things to be what they present themselves to be. And Final Fantasy, for the first 6, presented itself to be a swords and sorcery style romp. And then 7 was like, welcome to the future. And it's like, still, man, the cutscenes and all the discs on the PlayStation, like, I loved it. I loved playing Final Fantasy VII. It's a really good one. But 6 and 4 beat it. Kenzuki, what's up, buddy? Coding Monkey, you're curious how far I've gotten through Final Fantasy VI? I've played the game more times than I can count, bro. I've done everything in the game, every little side secret, all of it. I have been inside the sandworm. I've conquered the Yeti. Like, I've played so much of it, man. So much of it. I've played all the Final Fantasy games up until Final Fantasy 12. Final Fantasy 12, while I liked the Gambit system, the characters felt really flat and the story was boring. And the characters all felt interchangeable in battle. There was nothing to make them feel distinct or like that. None of them felt like they mattered. And so without the story and anything really to sink my teeth into. See, I would go even with like games where it's not exactly my cup of tea. 7, 8, sure. Even 10, Final Fantasy X with your water ball soccer boy. I played it. I'm like, well, okay, this isn't exactly the way I like it, but I like Final Fantasy. I'm enjoying myself. And then 12 is where I just put the controller down one day and never picked it up again. I didn't go actively, I don't like you, I'm done with you. It just stopped calling to me. And then I just didn't care about getting Final Fantasy games anymore. It just went like that. Hey, Blue Cats! Welcome to being a shield bearer! Yeah! Channel membership action! Bear your shield with pride! Xeria the High Tech is what turned you away from 13 and 15? Hey, fair enough. I never played either of those. Scorpion Guy Steampunk Punk is tolerable but pushing it. That's about the line. That's about the line. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like, for like, it wasn't this big falling out. sometimes you leave something, you're like, this sucks now. And other times, a lot of times, you just quietly forget about it. You wake up the next day and your brain's not like, yo, I want more of that. It's like, that doesn't exist to me. Let's go watch a show or something, you know? That's how it went. Kensuke, you watched, oh, you didn't play. You watched someone else play. Fair enough. Kingdom Hearts. Yo, Kingdom Hearts was awesome. You kidding me? The first one? I'll still tear up listening to that song, Simple and Clean. It's the way you're making me feel tonight. It's hard to let it go. Right? Kyrie! No! I love Kingdom Hearts. That was fun, man. I didn't think, like, at first I thought it was kind of stupid. Because I was like, okay, Disney? We're going Disney now? Square? This is what we're doing? Like, honestly, I've been following you since the beginning. I played the first Final Fantasy on the Nintendo. I played Secret of Mana, Secret of Evermore. Like, if Squaresoft's name was on it, I wanted to play it. The only thing I didn't like was Final Fantasy Mystic Quest because I didn't feel like playing baby's first dick-sucking RPG. Walk to this arena, do 10 fights. Walk to this arena, do 10 fights. I'm like, this sucks out loud. Why did you do this? You give me good, gripping, epic stories. The hell is this crap? Right? So, didn't vibe on that. Did not vibe on that. But all the different Final Fantasies along the way, man, so good. So good. What up, Loco? Loco mentioning, you're the one who mentioned the Final Fantasy 6-in-1 for Steam, and I went, what? And then that made me go, wait a minute, don't I have Final Fantasy 6 on Steam? It's like, yes, I do. So I installed it, and I've been playing, and now I'm ready for all. Now I'm like, I wish I had the all 6 like you do, man. It's sweet that they did that for the Switch, bro. Zeria, yep, Final Fantasy Tactics is dope. Jess, I remember Vandal Hearts. That was pretty sweet. Oh, Mystic Quest was so bad, dude. Final Fantasy 2, epic. Final Fantasy 3, epic. Those are both Final Fantasy 4 and Final Fantasy 6, actually. That part was wild. But, like, yeah, anything Square made, I was like, I'll try it. So I tried Kingdom Hearts. And I was just like, yeah, okay. And then I played it, and I was like, this is awesome! It was great. I was surprised. I thought it wasn't going to be good. And then I fucking loved it. And then I got Kingdom Hearts 2, but I got it from GameStop, and the disc was busted, and I didn't even notice. And the game played normally up till a certain point where it just locked up and wouldn't play. And that's when I realized the disc was busted, and it was way too late to take it back. This is one of the reasons I actually really like Steam now, is the whole, like, you have all your games on there for, like, forever, right? So you can just grab them and play them 5, 10, 15 years later. And also with the Steam Deck now. The portability of it, the fact that it feels more like totally, the screen on that feels more like I'm playing on a console than, like, looking at my computer monitor with the mouse and everything. Did I ever play Secret? Oh, you must have missed when I said, like, 2 minutes ago that I played Secret Evermore, or there's a chat delay. Either way. Or maybe I didn't say it. Maybe I said all the other games and not that one. I don't know. I've played like tons and tons of the Square Enix games, so there's probably some side ones I haven't played, but I even went back when they started to go, when they went, we have a secret to tell you. And it's like, what's your secret? Final Fantasy 2? Yeah. Is Final Fantasy 4? What? Yes. We have more children we didn't tell you about. What? Yes, let me introduce you to my actual son, Final Fantasy 2. What? Let me introduce you to my son, Final Fantasy 3. Wait, what? But no. Who you thought was Final Fantasy 3 is Final Fantasy 6. What? Wait, hold on. 6? Well, who's Final Fantasy 5? This fine fellow right here. It's like, what? You know? Getting those games on the PSP and stuff. It's like, oh, time to change some jobs. So yeah, I played all the ones you could get in North America originally, and then once they started to release the other ones to us, because they thought, like, that was the one thing about Mystic Quest, is they were like, oh, maybe RPGs are too hard for dumb North American people, so we'll just send them Baby's First RPG and they can choke on that. They made a Mana 3-in-1 on the Switch as well. Oh, what? That's awesome. That's awesome. Kyle Driver Super Chat says, totally agree with you on the case file art. Yeah, man. You mean the every card is a every card is a white card, bro? Not good. Not good. Thanks for the super chat. What's more screwed up is that Final Fantasy Adventure for Game Boy was the first Mana series game. Secret of Mana was the second one. That's so weird. That's so weird. The original Super Nintendo one, you liked it better because you could multiplayer it. Oh, yeah, yeah. You know what? I remember that. You could have multiple people play the different characters. One could be the little sprite. One could be the priestess chick or whatever. And then the red-headed sword bearer, the chosen one. Grab this rusty sword. What? The sword's here. Let's do it. Did I play through any of the Dragon Quests? Dragon Warrior, yeah, as it was known here. I played Dragon Warrior 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I played a Dragon Quest something for the for the Wii. For the Wii at some point, and that's it. I loved the one Dragon Warrior where you got to like set up your own shop. I remember really liking that one. Quill, you hate the terrible font on the case files. They're overall not a win, man. They're not a win. Oh yeah, Final Fantasy VI is mega epic, man. I'm totally digging it, and I need more old SquareSoft action after this, because I'm going to plow through this game. I'm already at the point where you have the triple choose your own adventure. Like, I just love all of it. I love the way they chose to do it at the beginning, where you don't know who you are, but you're just this beefcake squad, and you can't be stopped because you're in these gigantic magic mech things that the rest of the world has no ability to stand up to. And you're literally there looking for a magic spirit. And you find it deep in a cave, and something in it resonates with the character you're playing, and you survive. But the other two soldiers of the Empire with you get completely obliterated by this thing. And your mech gets smashed up, as well as the mind control device that's keeping you enslaved. That gets destroyed, or not destroyed, but knocked off you or whatever. I guess Buddy shows it to you, so it's not fully destroyed. But either way, then you're just like, who am I? What am I? And you go from here. And now there's this resistance fighting against the Empire. And it's like, they're trying to help you, but also they want to keep you from the Empire and maybe turn you into a weapon against the Empire. But you don't know who you are, right? I know the whole story and the insanity and the way that it goes. But bro, the way it all rolls out, and it's like the Emperor, you got to worry about all that. But there's bigger problems than the Emperor, because Kefka is going to be even crazier than that and tear a chunk out of the... Oh, man, there's so much epic stuff that's going to happen. Bro, can't wait to get that chainsaw for Edgar, too. Let's go. Yeah, exactly, Scorbageist. The opening scene where you're stomping through basically Siberia to find the snail esper. It's like the esper actually... The snail is the enemy that's protecting the esper. The esper is like a little red wyvern or something like that almost in there. He's like encased in ice, right? And that opening, it's so evocative, right? Having the soldiers walk out onto this peak overlooking everything, and it's dark, and it clearly has this feeling of being very cold. And then after that, as the credits roll, you have the slow, steady, inexorable pace of the Magitech gigantic beasts just bam, 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 plodding ever forwards to the sure downfall of whatever's in their way. Like, bro, it's so epic. Biggs and Wedge, I remembered their names. I'm like, yo, it's Biggs and Wedge. I remember you guys. This is crazy. I'm using everybody's original names for this playthrough. I'm not swapping anybody up. None of it. None of it. It's so cool. It's so cool. Don't know if it's a mark of determination or insanity that they trained a giant snail to be a guard dog. I don't think it's a mark of insanity, considering if you're dumb enough to hit the shell of the thing, it will electrocute your ass. It'll go, scudda-da, lightning bolts, scuzzbag, blim, 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 right? Like, so, it's a pretty impressive guard animal. That's it, Quill, exactly. Choose a scene, Kupo. I love the Moogles, man. And I love the whole split into multiple. Like, I love that the game has no problem with constantly shifting up the characters that you have with you. All of a sudden, you've met Sabin, right? You've got Edgar, and you know that him and his brother got into a fight. Something to do with the Royal Ascension. And Edgar obviously being the more responsible of the two in terms of he knows what's going on with his dad. He knows somebody's going to have to be the king. And then apparently there's a coin flip or something like that. And boom, now you've got Sabin who's just left in a huff. He's angry about whatever. Haven't seen him since. And now you're out adventuring. You find this cabin. Boom. All these different indicators that strongly hint, yo, my brother was here, right? So then you go out into the mountains looking for him, right? It's like, okay, his master died. He went off into the mountains. And you go into the mountains and you're on the trail of this shadowy figure. And it's got to be your brother. Let's go. That's Edgar's brother. Let's go. Right? So you go and you get to the top of the mountain and that shadowy figure isn't his brother. It's some other martial artist who's upset over the death of his father and blames you for being a part of it. So he just comes at you and starts wailing on you and using these crazy techniques. But then, bam! Edgar's brother is on the mountaintop. What's up? And he jumps in. I'm going to use my techniques. And then it's like, you killed my father. I didn't kill your father. Why did he choose you over me? I deserve it more. I'll show you with my fists. And then he teaches them. And it's like, he taught you that technique already? No! Like, bro, it's awesome. It's awesome, right? And so now you've got Sabin with you. Let's go. I'm with you guys. And then, oh no, there's a calamity. We get into this big octopus fight, rolling down the river on this raft in this battle against this crazy octo monster. And then when the fight's over, you manage to win, but you still lose. Because in the tumult, Sabin gets lost, and the currents, they take him away. He's gone, right? Everybody's just getting split up. It's wild. Absolutely wild. I love it. I love it. Oh, Mindlight, you're playing the Mega Man Legends on the PS1 for nostalgia. Nice. Nice. Crispy, finding gold while adventuring? Right on. Neb, you're down with the Final Fantasy action? Yeah, buddy. Oh yeah, that's right. Loco, you're right. Sabin's just like, he ain't getting away. He jumps in. He gets swept away by the currents, but it's because he leapt in after the Octo Monster. That's funny. Eli, have I ever played Persona 5? No, but Carly has. I saw her play that. I played Persona 2 or Persona 3. I remember that one. What up, Blue? All right, time to top up my root beer. I'll be right back. right. Ah. Quill, I don't know, man. Edgar, like, I'm gonna have to go with Scorpageist, thinking that like Edgar like hits on everybody. He's even like sweet talking like the little girls or whatever. Not in a way where I think he's like going after them, but let's be real. Like, what's the word for it? He's like a lech or whatever, right? Like that's the kid. He's not necessarily a bad person automatically, but like he's he's hitting on everybody. He's hitting on everybody in the story. Like I was just in his castle, and like that's what everybody says, even the old ladies, even them old ladies. You think that the intro music for Six was lonely and sad, like you were searching for something? Do you mean like you? I guess you must mean the specific music that they have at the very beginning of it, because the other music is they put on like every Final Fantasy. That awesome like crazy harp music that is great. Oh, you guys are talking about Realm? Yeah, see, I missed that part. I missed that part, so whatevs. Whatevs, man. Yeah, I like that all the characters in the story feel distinct, right? They all have different character types and different abilities, and they play differently too, right? I'm a higher shadow. See how long he sticks around with me, that cheese bag. Sometimes he's like, I've earned my money. Have you, though? Have you earned your money? Have you done enough? And he's like, I'm leaving either way. I remember sometimes he stuck around longer, and other times I was kind of like, yo, what? Why did I even pay you? But I don't remember enough. Certain things, apparently, I remember quite well because I just ended up wandering into some secret back passages into buildings and stuff. And I'm like, wait, oh, it's like it took me exactly where I needed to be. So I've played enough of it that I guess maybe even subconsciously I just remember some of it that I don't consciously remember. I can't wait to get some of the other characters, man. Go to the Velt and get Gao. He's ridiculous. That guy is ridiculous. Yeah, there's so much. There's like so much to the game. And I checked while I was out there. I do have Chrono Trigger on Steam as well. I got Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VI, but I don't have Final Fantasy IV. So that's pretty good. It's pretty good. I got two out of the three on my top of the list hit list of Square Enix redos that I want to get into. It'd be cool to have the whole compilation like Loco does, but you know, I got some for now. Oh, I love all the little aspects of it, man. It's just great. Brings back such pleasant memories. It's nice to be able to go back to these nostalgic games. I'm glad that they're accessible, right? Cuz I mean, it wasn't always this way. Back in the day, you used to have the cartridge, and then they just stopped making them. You couldn't get them on. They became scarcer and scarcer. People wanted all these crazy prices for all this stuff, and now you can get lots of games easy, like super easy. It's just like boom, there you go. You want it, you got it. And if you like play your cards right and wait to the right point, you can get like a good discount on a game, And also, like, Steam games drop cards that you can sell, and then you get a little bit of like trade-in money too. That's how I got Portal 1 and 2. Loco, yeah, that's not the best backstory. I didn't remember. I knew Gao was like an orphan who was just running around wild with the animals. He's nutty. Also, I liked the fact that his ability felt so strange, where it's like you just have him leap on a beast and disappear, and then he'll just reappear, and he'll have learned things from them. Shippo, yeah. You know what? I can see why people would use that as an argument for the like whole ROM thing is, oh, this is just an archive. We're making sure that it doesn't go away, right? That's understandable. But now the game manufacturers are like, yo, no, we own this and we're just gonna keep reselling it. So on one hand, it's nice. These games aren't abandoned anymore. On the other hand, sometimes the redos are so expensive that you can forget it. Like Final Fantasy VII, we're redoing it. Sweet. And it's like, cool. All right, I'm in. And then it's like, we're doing it for 3 parts for like $90 a piece. Oh, I'm not in anymore. Cool. I hope it goes well for you. I hope people enjoy it, but I'll be over here playing this instead. Error, Chrono Trigger. Yep, that's a good choice. We'll end up, I'm sure, once I start getting into Chrono Trigger, then we'll have a live stream called Is Chrono Trigger the best RPG of all time, right? This is going to be a series. This is going to be a series. Oh, what retro gaming says Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy 6, Suikoden 1, Lufia 2, bro, a fucking connoisseur, for real. That's a good list, right? Not a ton of people that I know of toss out the Suikoden or how, I'm sure I butchered the name of it, right? But like, not a lot of people toss that one out. Getting to build up that character base of 108 different dudes, all the different parts of it, the battles, like, bro, that was a masterpiece. And Lufia 2, if I'm not mistaken, is the one with that randomly generated dungeon that is crazy awesome. And then you actually play through generations where you move from the first generation into like the next generation. You play as the kid of your characters as well, I think. And if that's the one, then you're bang on, because that one was baller too. And I had forgotten about that. That one, now I'm gonna note that down. I'm gonna note that one down. Because if that's the one, then I'm probably gonna want to go back and hit that up too. Been a fan of Final Fantasy since the 90s, but only been playing Magic since last month. Well, you know what? It's an awesome time. Enjoy it. The beginning is great, man. It's a journey of discovery. Tons of stuff going on. You haven't been around to have any kind of comparison to go, oh, things aren't like they used to be. I'm not happy. So have fun with it. The beginning is always the best. Welcome to my biggest addiction, son. Yeah, you know what, Quill? I'm going to be real with you, man. Stuff like Chrono Trigger is so epic that I'm intentionally avoiding really going into that because it deserves its own entire stream, right? Like, and also I'm not letting it usurp the discussion surrounding Final Fantasy VI. And for all I know, I may do multiple streams talking about it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, Final Fantasy VI is amazing, right? And who knows? Maybe it's going to be whichever one I'm in the heart of enjoying at the moment is going to feel like the most epic one, because there is. I mean, that's just natural, right? That is kind of how it goes, at least half the time. But man, so many good ones. Disarray. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of Terranigma. I've never heard of that RPG. Is that like a Sega one or something like that? I feel like I'm more familiar with the like Super Nintendo style stuff. Did I play Final Fantasy Tactics? Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Played that a ton. Actually, I beat that game when I was talking to this chick on the phone, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna need to let you go. I actually just beat this game, didn't realize it, and I want to watch the ending." The end boss of Final Fantasy Tactics was like a pushover. I just beat him down. I wasn't willing to accept it was the end fight because of how easy it was. It was a Super Nintendo Square Enix game? Really? Was it like originally not released in North America? Or well, I don't know, man. There's tons of stuff from back in the day where it's like you couldn't find out about it all unless you saw it somewhere, somebody told you about it, right? Stormtrooper, the Super was rigged. I know. I rigged it. But you'll never be able to prove it, even though I openly admitted it. So how's that make you feel? How's that make you feel? Square Enix ain't the devil to me. They're a company that they definitely look like they've gotten quite greedy now, but I'm not buying any of their new games or engaged with any of that, and I don't get nearly as worked up about other games, honestly. Magic got a special place in my heart, so it ends up sending me more on tilt than anything else when things aren't seeming like they're going great with it, you know? What? The Pixel Remaster Final Fantasy VI got patched a week or two ago? Oh, that works out for me. That's the one that I'm playing. So they fixed it in advance for me. Well, that's nice. What up, Anthony? How you doing? Wait, what? Fuck off. Okay, hold on. I gotta write this down. Terranigma is a follow-up to Illusion of Gaia? Illusion of Gaia, that's gotta be on the... Oh, bro. Oh, I remember that one. Soul Blazer. I mean, that's not the same at all, but it just... Oh, Illusion of Gaia. I remember that. I remember that. Okay, hold on. Man. All right. We got Chrono Trigger and Europe got it. Oh, they got... Europe got the Terra game. Okay. Okay. It was a trilogy paired with Soul Blazer. Wait, what do you mean? Soul Blazer and Illusion of Gaia, and this game's connected to both of them? Bro, I loved Soul Blazer. Soul Blazer was so cool. Rebuilding the world and stuff. Oh, awesome. Awesome. That's cool. That's cool to learn that there's some games like that are made by the companies that made the games I like that are supposed to be the same kind of thing that I haven't experienced. It's awesome. Shippo, there's a Final Fantasy Magic crossover that's coming. Yep. I'm really curious to see what direction they're going to go with it. Well, they're loosely tied together. Well, that's okay. Soul Blazer and Illusion of Gaia don't feel like they're tied together in any way, shape, or form, but they're both exceptional games that I very much enjoyed. I can hear the music for Soul Blazer in my head right now. And I love it. I love it. Oh, man. Retro gaming's dope, man. Because the games aren't there to try and rob you or hassle you. They're just games. You just play them. You just play them. The secret boss of Illusion of Gaia is the robot. The robot purple from Soul Blazer? Oh, okay. All right. Waiting for the price to drop on the Super Mario RPG. They redid it on the Switch. Oh, cool, man. Cool. I love the Switch. I love the Switch. Nintendo is the only like console that I get anymore. Xbox, and I never got Xboxes. But PlayStation, I just see no point in buying, right? There's no real need for it. All they do is get in a few exclusive locked off games, and that's it. Terra Nigma is rebuilding the world again. Right on. That is a fun concept. I like that. I liked that in Dark Cloud as well. Man, that's dope. Call this to these games. Keep that over there. There's got to be a bunch of stuff just kicking around that I don't, either I don't remember or have just never heard of. That's the great thing about the internet and the way the world works now. So you can find out about all this stuff later on and usually find a way to get it too. It's like, yep, they're actually selling it here or doing this. Allegedly, Xbox is opening their exclusives up to PlayStation. I wouldn't be surprised if they both had to kind of just combine up to try and even compete, you know? Am I excited for Fallout MTG? Fallout's pretty cool, and I'm always excited for new Magic cards. So I'd honestly prefer if we were dealing with swords and sorcery style stuff, but since we're not, and I'm down with Fallout, I'm enjoying myself. DJ Longhair with the super chat saying trash duties. Thanks for coming on yesterday. It was a blast. No problem, man. I had fun. I had fun being the trash master. And now you is lower to the board. Thanks for the super chat, son. Kansaki Gemfire, bro. I remember Gemfire. I remember mostly playing it on the Genesis, though. Me and my buddy played a ton of that. I don't normally go in for the games where you gotta manage your troops, like, and their food reserves and everything and move them from province to province. That's normally not my thing. But, you know, you did have the troops where it's like, the battles were fought, you got wizards and stuff like that as the units, so that kind of balanced it out. That and the fact that there were only... a handful of games you had as a kid to even play. Martin, there are swords in Fallout. Well, that definitely doesn't turn it into swords and sorcery. It's not like, yo, there's like swords and one guy who can cast a spell. It's a fucking nuclear wasteland, bro. It's a fucking post-apocalyptic, like, future wasteland world. It ain't no swords and sorcery. Gemfire and Genesis had better music. I don't remember why I preferred the Genesis version. It might just be that's the one we had. But the Genesis one was the go-to. Ogre Battle? I remember that one too, yep. Command and Conquer. I remember playing that at the game store with friends when they wanted to play like group games. Actually, I think I might have even played it a little on my own. I can't remember. Cade and your neighborhood, each family got a Nintendo game and then you traded them around throughout the year. I had more than like one game, but not a ton. And yeah, swapping them around to be able to play other games or like renting them from the game store What up, Nathan? How you doing, buddy? Ready for the week? Hell yeah, let's get it, son. Gemfire was on the original Nintendo. I did not know that. Evo Search for Eden. Wait a minute. Is that the one where you have a robot and you like put all these upgrades onto it and stuff? I feel like I remember a game like that. That name feels familiar. Ziria, the Monster Rancher game has been redone. Carly actually has it, and she played it a whole bunch. So now instead of you having to have different discs, you can type in the names of like any CDs and stuff. Like you can just type in like Weezer, Pinkerton, and then get the Pinkerton album and put that in, and then you can get a monster. And that's what I did actually. The one Pinkerton album gives you a special edition monster that you can't unlock unless you get whatever. So it's been redone, and now you can play it without having to have all these discs. Shippo, oh, you stole Pokemon from Blockbuster? Probably had to pay for it. Tara, what colors would she be in Magic? I mean, off the top of my head, she's part spirit, part human. She seems kind of like justice aligned, but also in her, like, when she's out of control as her spirit. I don't know, man. I feel like maybe white blue? Maybe white blue. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Could be white blue. Could go white, blue, red. Could go blue, red. Yeah, I guess somewhere in that range of colors. Nathan, unpacking, getting ready for tomorrow, leaving the house for work. It's 6:30 in the morning. Boo, boo to that. Boo to that. Yeah, the Monster Rancher one's pretty funky. The fact that you don't have to have discs anymore and you can just type whatever you want in, and then the game's just found a different way to gate you off from being able to get particular monsters. It's pretty cool. Gonna be a long week, Nathan. Well, I mean, better than a short week that ended because you did. Oh man. So yeah, man, Final Fantasy VI is just awesome. It's such an epic RPG. And I'm really digging playing through it, having a good time with it. And it's making me excited to play these other Square Enix games. So I have to get my hands on them. I must acquire them. I know that Final Fantasy IV, you can just get that on Steam, so that one shouldn't be too difficult. Well, whatever. We'll see how it goes. DJ Longhair, I don't know if the Mana Link stuff for Chandelar works anymore. I have literally no idea. I never tried in recent times. What up, No Smoke? Loco, you've played Final Fantasy VI more than any other game. It's your comfort game. Well, I mean, I get you on that, bro. It's super comforting and fun to play. I'm vibing on it hardcore to the point where I'm glad that you just randomly reminded me of it, going, yo, they got Final Fantasy 1 through 6 on the Switch. And I'm like, well, I ain't got buying me a new Switch game money, but what I do got is Final Fantasy 6 already. So I'm good. I'm in. Wild Arms, yo, I remember Wild Arms. That game was out there. That one was different. That was fun. That was fun. Shippo, yeah, I bet you all the Final Fantasy games except like no, I guess probably no exceptions. They're probably all available now, aside from ones that haven't finished, like the Final Fantasy VII redo isn't completely done, right? That's right, every day. Breath of Fire 4, yup. Yup, that was a good one too, man. So many dope games. So many dope games. Oh, fuck yeah, man. All right, my friends, time for me to get going. So thanks for coming and hanging out and talking about Final Fantasy with me. If you missed any part of the stream, let me grab the live stream link archive channel stuff for you here. That way you can check it out later on if you so desire. All right? Dun, 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 dun. All right, so here's the link if you want the live stream archive, and I will be uploading this live stream over there tonight, so it'll come out tomorrow afternoonish. All right. Other than that, I will catch you guys later. I descend into the waters of the underworld.